You know he's gonna chart. You know he's gonna do great. And whether he dances weird because he's passionate about dancing like I am on the fucking side of the street in a donut costume doesn't mean either of us are on drugs. It's Post Malone's summer, baby. This is the What Are We Doing podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 144 episodes. Here we go. We're closing in on 150. We're almost there. As you can tell, I'm in my Dunkin' era, okay? It's Dunkin' Donuts all day, every day, 24/7. It's what I do now. It's what I do. It's what I have to do. I'm contractually obligated. Not really, but it's what I have to do now on a daily basis. I'm in my Dunkin' era. If you thought for 1 minute bringing another Starbucks into central Pennsylvania was just gonna, continue to go well, you have another thing coming, okay? We've got another thing coming, Starbucks, because when you pop one up, 3 Dunkins pop up right beside it. So we've got 3 new Dunkin' Donuts popping up here in central PA and multiple new Starbucks coming soon. And so, of course, as you can see, I have now officially transformed into DJ Daddy Donuts. And so that's what they call me now. They call me DJ Daddy Donuts. And basically, it's I love it. I love the name. I love the creativity behind it. I am, in fact, a DJ. I am, in fact, a donut. I am, in fact, a father. So it makes sense to bring it all together. Triple D. No Guy Fieri here. Okay, I'm taking over. The show, he's had 87 seasons of diners, drive-ins, and dives. We're done now. Okay? Focus on Guy's Grocery Games and let me have Triple D, okay? Give me Triple D. Let me be DJ Daddy Donuts, okay? I need this title. Guy Fieri, please and thank you. And also, I need you to reopen your Guy Fieri's Mexico Riviera Maya location. I need the Playa del Carmen Guy Fieri's restaurant, reopen. I know it's permanently closed. Reopen it. I need 2 favors from Guy Fieri. I didn't plan on talking about Guy Fieri in this episode whatsoever, but this is how the brain works. The human brain works in this way. And so I need 2 favors from Guy. If you're listening, if you're not Guy Fieri, turn it off. But if you are, I need 2 favors. I need you to give me the rights to Triple D so I can be DJ Daddy Donuts, and I need you to reopen Guy Fieri's in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Not New Mexico, not the United States, Mexico, the country. I know there's shit going on. I know they just murdered like 37 presidential candidates down there, but I need the Guy Fieri's in Playa del Carmen to reopen. Please and thank you. If not, we need it at least temporarily reopened for the month of July of 2025. Please and thank you, DJ Daddy Donuts. Listen, here's what happened. Last week, I got a call. I get a phone call from, for all intensive purposes, a man, we'll call him Peter, okay? We'll just say for all intensive purposes, that's his name. Peter gives me a call. He says, hey, Levi, I got a favor. I'm opening up a Dunkin' Donuts. It's brand new. It's in your town. It's right down the street. I'm like, hey, Peter, I know where it is. He's like, I know you do. You drive by it every day. I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, great. I need DJ Daddy Donuts to come, set up your DJ equipment, and just blast the ever-living shit out of your music. Just play whatever you want, get hype, jump up and down, bring your mom, do whatever you want to do. Be DJ Daddy Donuts at the Dunkin' Donuts grand opening on Monday morning. And I'm like, okay, Peter, why not? I'm not doing anything else. Not have anything else going on. If I check, let me check the calendar. Nothing. Nothing. Not a single thing going on Monday morning into Monday evening. It's nothing. So we agreed. We agreed from 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock. I would be there DJing a little 4-hour set. Now, did I get there early and start playing at 7 a.m.? Yes. Did Peter ask me to stay until 1 p.m.? Yes. Does that mean I stayed at Dunkin' Donuts and DJ'd and danced and didn't stop moving in the grass right next to the road? I was DJ Daddy Donuts for 6 hours. From 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., I was standing there in the heat, in the sun, in the humidity, in a donut costume, pretty much essentially, basically the same outfit I have on right now. Basically is what I had on doing this. Sandy Dunkel showed up. It was probably one of the most random, one of the most one-off, one of the most craziest things I've ever done. I got a phone call. I got a voicemail. It's like, hey man, I need you to DJ my Dunkin' Donuts grand opening. And to that I say, yes. And so I went. We had a blast. And so from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., I stood on the edge of the street. I was right there. Like if someone would have swerved a little bit, I would have been dead. They would have hit me. And so basically I was out there playing songs. I was dancing. I watched all these people drive to work. And I have concluded a few things that I'm here to share with you now. And the first thing is 90% of these people driving to work, absolutely miserable. The people driving to work on a daily basis are absolutely miserable. You know who you are. I watched people drive by as a man dancing to Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso on repeat for 6 hours straight in a donut costume, dancing on the side of the road, and not a single person cracked a smile. 90% of these people are miserable. And look, man, if it's going to continue, you might as well take the car and just drive it right off the cliff, because things aren't going to get better. You got to get better for yourself. Now, there was a select few who were happy, and half of that group came to Dunkin'. They said, I'm happy. I see the dancing donut, aka me. They're coming in. They're getting their coffee. They're getting their breakfast sandwich. And now they're happy. The other happy group, landscapers. Every single landscaping company that drove by with their big pickup trucks and their trailers and their equipment on the back and their racks of weed whackers, the whole 9 yards. Listen, there is no less than 237 landscaping companies in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania alone. There is no less than 200 plus landscaping companies. I watched so many. This was Monday morning. I watched 87 drive by in an hour. I watched 17 landscaping companies drive by every 20 minutes, and every single one of them was out the window dancing with me. They were having a blast. They were happy to be alive, and they were ready to go. They were ready for their day. And it was an experience to see from my own eyes, because, I haven't been out in the real world at 7 a.m. in a very long time, okay? It's usually not that early that I'm awake, but here we are, and it was experience. Old dudes actually are extremely happy as well. Any old guy who was like 65 to 70 who came through the Dunkin' drive-thru, they started dancing with me. They were grooving. They were filming. They were doing the whole 9 yards. They were happy as shit. But I mean, man, if 90% if 90% of those vehicles that didn't drive by weren't miserable. It's it's what we experience now. It's what we have to deal with in 2024. The fact that everyone's miserable. Everyone's miserable driving to work, and even a man in a bright pink donut costume blasting I had some help by Morgan Wallen and Post Malone, and then I would play Miles on It by Kane Brown and Marshmello, and then I played what's the other one? There's another song that I'm forgetting now. There's like 3 country songs this summer that are like taking over our lives. And so, hold on, let me find out what that last one is because it's going to bother me. I just sent it to Megs. Hold on. Oh, Bar Song Tipsy. So Bar Song Tipsy by Shabuzi played that. Okay. And then Miles on It by Kane Brown, Marshmello. I Had Some Help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. 3 songs of the summer. 3 country songs of the summer. You want pop songs on top of that? Add Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. And maybe a few other. Maybe Houdini by Eminem. People are seeming to like that. I don't need a 2001 Eminem rap in 2024. I don't know. I don't know. I'm biased on Eminem. We'll see where my opinion goes. But we've got a slate. We've got a slate of a solid 5 to 8 songs of the summer so far, at least on the pop side of things. I'm not sure how the rap game is after the whole beef shambles, but we'll see, man. We will see. Saw this story pretty early on in the week from, I think, the New York Times. And and it's quite literally maybe one of the best pieces, maybe one of the best stories, maybe one of the most appropriate things for us to talk about on this podcast, when the title of the article reads, Elon Musk has brought Starlink internet to indigenous tribes located deep within the Amazon rainforest. And this is 100% real, okay? And when you hear that title, you can't help but think, like, why? And so then my brain instantly went conspiracy theory, okay? My brain instantly went, like, this is all part of, like, Elon Musk, like, two-phase plan, right? He's going to gain the love and trust of the indigenous people by providing them with this magic box that gives them boobies, okay? So they can then tune them into future employees. They're going to turn them into future employees of his giga solar plant that he will inevitably build when he bulldozes 3/4 of the rainforest to make way for it. What better way to store power and provide the entire planet with solar panels, electricity, electric vehicles, electric this, electric that? He's going to need a rainforest full of solar panels. You know what I mean? And so what better way to store power than the sunniest place on Earth? So once he has the kids and teenagers and inevitably their parents of the indigenous tribes hooked on Instagram, we can essentially then manipulate them to do whatever you want. Because Daddy Elon just has to come in and say, hey, I'm taking these Starlinks back. Or actually, hey, I'm moving the Starlinks over here. And if you want to keep using them, you have to move over here too. And then when they move over there to go get the Starlink, he's going to come in with a bulldozy-doze and put in 500 acres of solar panels. Maybe just a theory. Now, I highly actually doubt Elon's going to cut down the rainforest, okay? Because if we cut down all the trees in the rainforest, it would indeed be much sunnier, since the dense canopy currently blocks a significant amount of sunlight. However, deforestation would lead to severe environmental consequences, such as loss of biodiversity, disruption in the water cycle, and contribution to climate change. While a cleared rainforest area might seem ideal for solar panels due to increased sunlight, the environmental impact of such an action would be catastrophic. Instead, it's better to explore solar farms in already cleared or degraded lands where, they won't cause further ecological damage. Of course, you know what I mean? Is exactly what I said. And so, obviously, so the New York Times did a piece. And so they did a piece where they went and they took a bunch of photos and interviewed a bunch of these indigenous tribe members in the Amazon rainforest who now have internet access. And obviously, along with the Starlinks, they of course dropped off, whatever batch of Obama phone, Android, whatever phones, probably a bunch of iPhone like 7s or something, whatever foundation, whatever third party service, this is all running through, that they now have access to the internet. And it's just utterly shocking that this is where we're at, okay? As the speeches dragged on, eyes drifted to screens. Teenagers scrolled Instagram, one man texted his girlfriend, and men crowded around a phone streaming a soccer match while the group's first female leader spoke. Just about anywhere, a scene like this would be mundane. But this was happening in a remote indigenous village in one of the most isolated stretches of the planet. The Marubo, I think is how you say it. The Marubo people have long lived in communal huts scattered hundreds of miles along the river deep in the Amazon rainforest. They speak their own language, take ayahuasca to connect with rainforest spirits, and trap spider monkeys to make soup or keep as pets. They don't know anything. They have not a clue what the United States is, who humans are, technology, McDonald's, anything. What you are doing right now, look around you. Your mattress, your carpet, your phone, the clothing you are wearing, your sunglasses, the gun in your glove box, everything that you have and are doing, they have no knowledge of. They know nothing. They would know nothing to do if you dropped a car. It's just like whatever the movie is. What is it? The Gods Must Be Crazy, when the Coca-Cola bottle falls from the sky and the indigenous tribe has no idea what to do with it. The gods must be crazy. Why would they give them this insane piece of technology? Whatever this is, they have not a single clue what anything means when it comes to you and I and how we interact and English and the human people. Unlike the rest of the third party, the rest of the world, they have preserved this way of life for hundreds of years through isolation. Some villages can take a week to reach, but since September, the Marlboro tribe have had high-speed internet thanks to Elon Musk. The 2,000-member tribe, 2,000. If you take all the people that live in my community, that's how many that is. Take all of your neighbors. Oh my God, you can't fathom 2,000 people who have no idea what a bacon cheeseburger is. Because on any given day, they're turning spider monkeys into a stew. The 2,000-member tribe is one of hundreds across Brazil that are suddenly logging on with Starlink, the satellite internet service from SpaceX Mr. Musk private space company. Since its entry into Brazil in 2022, Starlink has swept across the world's largest rainforest, bringing the web to one of the last offline places on Earth. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Elon wants the world to be connected so that when you and I decide to go to the rainforest, we can still call and FaceTime our friends from our iPhone 15 Pro Max Plus, whatever Apple intelligence that they're launching next week. Like, it's just, so I get Elon's doing it. He didn't directly do it for the people of the tribe, but now that they have it, it's just nice to have, and they have it. Why not? Why not? I mean, so naturally, like the article states, it was all uphill. It was all fine and dandy. When it arrived, everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. When it arrived, everyone was happy, said Tassinama Marbuo, 73, the leader of the tribe. I'm just going to call him the leader, okay? Tasuma, I'm going to call him. He's 73 years old. When it arrived, everyone was happy, 73 years old, sitting on the dirt floor of her village's Malacca, a 50-foot tall hut where they sleep, cook, and eat together. The internet brought clear benefits like video chats with faraway loved ones and calls for helps in emergency. But now things have gotten worse, she said. So exactly, that was the point. That was the whole point of this. That was the whole point. If something happens to them, there's no communication with the outside world. They can't communicate with other tribes. It takes a week to walk there. By that time, someone has already passed. They could have saved them if they had a little bit of modernization, or if someone could call for help, or if anything, if we could just help these people in any sort of way. We were supposed to be helping them, and that was the goal. But not anymore. Not anymore. Lately, the youth have become less interested in making such dyes and jewelry, she said. Young people have gotten lazier because of the internet. She said they're learning the way of the white people. Ow! Get him a Dunkin' Donuts hat. Get him a visor. The indigenous tribe has had the internet for 4 months. They just got it in 2024. And the leader, their first female leader, is quoted directly saying that her tribe members have stopped working, become lazy, and, quote, are learning the way of the white people. Oh, no. Then she paused. She said they're learning the way of the white people. Then she paused. But please don't take our internet away. You fiend. They're all fiending. They're all fiending. After only, 9 months. After only 9 months with Starlink, the tribe are already grappling with some challenges that have racked American household for years. For years, we've been dealing with these issues, and just 9 months in, babes down in the Amazon got it. They're dealing with teenagers glued to their phones, group chats full of gossip, addictive social networks, online strangers, violent video games, scams, misinformation, and minors watching pornography. The teenagers of the indigenous tribe are now addicted to Instagram and pornography. And if that just isn't the grand old stamp of the American dream, we went and took or well, I mean, we didn't, but Elon, I mean, so it theoretically represents the United States. It's essentially what, I mean, come on, they're the billionaires. They run the world. Elon gave them the internet, and they are now becoming addicted to porn. And it's just, wow, what a Instagram and pornography. Modern society has dealt with these issues over decades as the internet continues its relentless march. The tribe and other indigenous tribes who have recently got this modern technology are now confronting the internet's potential and peril all at once while debating what it will mean for their identity and culture. Listen, you got, they're gonna, oh my God, they're going to expedite their evolution. They are going to go from a leader of a tribe to, I guarantee you, a single form government just like we have in the matter of a year. There is going to be a follow-up story, and the tribe that we're following that's now addicted to Instagram and porn, I am telling you, will have a ruling government and will pretty much, they'll have their own currency, and they will pretty much mimic and imitate everything that the United States, whatever Biden or Trump or whoever they choose to follow in their own space, I guarantee you they have just expedited their, oh my gosh, their evolution is about to become, they're going to have, like, what's going to happen? Like, what? Oh man, I can't wait. And listen, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. They've only had it for less than a year. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, this guy's just sitting here. The first thing they did when it got there was sign up for Facebook and Instagram accounts as soon as it got there. For what? For who? What are they getting on for? Better to watch this podcast. Shout out to all of our indigenous viewers. If you're watching this from the Amazon rainforest, hit the like button, hit subscribe. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it. It's one of, and like, look, this guy right here, look at the caption. The caption under this, I'm not making this up. Because Elon Musk dropped off Starlink, well, not Elon Musk himself, but because these people now have access to the internet, this says Enrique has split, and that's not his name because I can't actually pronounce it. It's fine. They don't have their own language. I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? They don't have their own language. It's fine. Enrique has split his life between the forest and the city, working at one point as a graphic designer for Coca-Cola, a once 9 months ago indigenous tribe who has their own language, never knew what a bacon cheeseburger was, or a city, or a Coca-Cola, or a group chat, or what an Instagram was. And they are now splitting their time from the responsibilities of smashing berries and making dyes to make their clothing and jewelry out of wood and scraps and grass and mud and shit. Between that and going to the city and being an intern as a graphic designer for Coca-Cola. These are the opportunities that Elon Musk is providing for the world. If not for you here in America, for the world. Listen to me. If a man from an indigenous tribe can get a job as a graphic designer at Coca-Cola while balls deep in the Amazon rainforest, you sitting at home complaining about whatever job you got, you driving to work at 7 a.m. with that miserable look on your face, and don't tell me it's not, because I witnessed it, bitch. I saw you drive by in a donut costume with that miserable look on your face. If this man can change his life in 9 months, getting a job at Coca-Cola, you have no reason to complain. And that's what Elon Musk does. That's what Elon Musk does for the indigenous people. Are 99.9% of them addicted to social media and pornography? Yes. Is this guy just the 1%? Absolutely. But all I'm saying is it's where we've ended. You can obviously, no matter where you are, talk about started from the bottom. Now we're here from Amazonian rainforest to Coca-Cola. There's no limit. He is most unsettled by the pornography. He said young men were sharing explicit videos in group chats, a stunning development for a culture that frowns on kissing in public. We're worried young people are going to want to try it, he said, of the graphic sex depicted in the videos. He said some leaders had told him they had already observed more aggressive sexual behavior from young men. Alfredo and Enrique, as the heads of the as heads of the tribe association, were already political rivals, but their disagreement over the internet has created a bitter dispute. After Miss Datura and Miss Renuro delivered the antennas, Alfredo reported them for lacking proper permission from federal authorities to enter protected indigenous territory. Oh, the satellites might be illegal. In turn, Miss Datura criticized Alfredo for interviews, and Enrique said he was not welcome at the tribal meeting. So there's drama. It's drama. It's creating drama within the tribe, and that's what the internet does. If the internet does one thing, it creates and stores and holds and is drama. This podcast creates drama. I'm sure there are people who have seen this podcast that think that don't agree, or think that what I'm doing isn't appropriate, or whatever it might be. We all got the drama. But listen, the porn was just the beta test, okay? First of all these indigenous, all the tribal members, all the male teens, you're going to see him jacking off, and you're going to see him fucking. You're going to see him fucking in the middle of the rainforest, and it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. Like in Madam Web 2, when she inevitably goes back to the rainforest to get more spider venom because she's like getting her sight back or something, whatever she needs to do in the next Madam Web iteration, there's just going to be the tribal members are just going to be jacking one off in the middle of the rainforest, because now they've got Starlink, the internet, and are, waiting for Madam Web to show up. And so listen, the porn was just, and of course we can assume that was just beta. That was just beta. Now that these guys are typings, get them DraftKings. Get them DraftKings. Get them a promo code, send them a crate. Send them a crate of President Biden's prepaid Visa cards, get them the DraftKings app, and get them promo code WAD at checkout. Promo code WAD at checkout, first-time buyers when you get DraftKings, and get them signed up. Get them hooked on gambling, get them hooked on porn, get them hooked on social media, and you now have 2,000 more voters. What better way to get more votes than the indigenous tribes of the Amazon rainforest? I think the Brazilian government's going to love it. You're going to be boosting the economy. If you send $1,000 to each of those 2,000 tribe members, that's like $200. That's like $2 million. That's so much money for the Amazon economy. That's so much money. Get them on DraftKings. They'll match their losses. They'll keep going. They'll gamble till their hearts drop. Give them each $500 and get them subscribing. Get them on Netflix subscriptions. Get them on pro models. Get the economy in the Amazon rainforest. Now that we've got them on the free stuff, now that they know about the hub and the Instagram and all the other freeness, we need the freemium model to start kicking in. Send in the premium prepaid Visa debit cards, please. Let's go. DraftKings.com. Promo code WAD at checkout. You'll get $500 free gambling. It's not an ad. Don't actually do that. It doesn't exist. But this is the next steps. We're going to have an article next year about how the indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest have now moved out of the rainforest into the city, and they're just degenerate gamblers, and they're homeless, and they're begging on the streets. And that is the Americanization of the Amazon rainforest. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect, and it's what we do. And we couldn't talk about it last week because I had to record a day early. So Friday, I had an event. And when the news dropped, I didn't have time to edit and work it into the episode, and it sucked. That's why last week's podcast sucked and isn't doing well, and the numbers are down, and it's fine. But Donald Trump, we need the numbers back up, Zaddy Trumpets. Let's go, Zaddy. Numbers up, numbers up. We need the numbers up this week, okay? So we need Zaddy Trumpets back in the title. We need the hashtag Trump, hashtag Donald Trump. You better believe I'm making 18 shorts with Donald Trump's name in it because that's what gets the numbers pumping. Guilty, babe. Guilty. 34 times. 34 out of 34. Guilty. Listen, man. Hey, man. Don't use the campaign money to pay off porn stars. It's that easy. You ever heard of Cash App? Ever heard of Venmo? Use your personal. Use the Discover card. Go to the bank. Get cash withdrawal. Do something. Don't wire transfer from the campaign fund. 34 times. 34 times they said it. Guilty, 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 guilty. 34 freaking times. Insanity. A president Donald Trump, because theoretically, whether you believe he won or lost the election, whether you're psychotic or not, some people you still, I think, have to call, Obama, you still call him President Trump 34 times. Now, the issue is, I don't think this is what the court had in mind when they issued these 34 guilty verdicts, having the UFC event the next day. And so basically Trump said, F it, and went to the UFC with his friend Dana White to announce that he's on TikTok. Okay. And of course, the winner of the event shouts him out. It's just anytime Donald Trump is with his friends at the UFC, his ratings go through the roof. It's just, he has the social grab. He has the influence, and it's unfortunate because guess what? Not only do we announce right after the verdict that we're on TikTok, and he's got millions of followers. Last I checked, I think he was at 3 or 4 million followers on TikTok. Joe Biden has 300,000. I think Joe Biden just lost 100,000. And so not only that, but the entire Trump campaign, since Donald Trump was convicted guilty 34 times, the Donald Trump campaign has been donated to at 70% small public you and I donations, 30% large corporate donations, over $400 million. The man has earned over $400 million. And as we can tell by this trial, he's not afraid to pull any amount of money out of the campaign fund. So that $400 million is his $400 million. Okay. If he did it once, he's done it again, and he'll do it again. And he's done it more than once in the past. This is just the one time that we've got caught doing it.
Is that number correct? Where does that number come from?
Well, this might be a little inside information, but as I was leaving my house about 37 seconds ago, I asked my wife, what are we up to now? And she said, just in terms of small dollar, we're well over $70 million. This is $21 donations, $43 donations, right? Small dollar donations. If you add the large dollar donations to it, you're over $200 million. But you're over $70 million. And by the way, Maria, 30% of those people have never been seen before by a political party, right? I mean, these are Americans who are pissed off. They're coming out of the woodwork, and they want to support a guy that they just believe is getting bamboozled by a system. And
so the 400 million is his 400 million, babe. And whatever you think's going to happen next, listen, it's like he's going to do it from prison. If they give him jail time, and I'm pretty sure the conviction, like the court, the ruling to sentencing is like a week before the election. If they put this man in jail, there is nothing more the public of America will want to see than this man run the country from a cell. They will vote him into office. The American people will show up to vote. I swear to God, if Donald Trump is in a jail cell, that would probably be enough for me to vote, let alone everyone who's already going to vote for him, let alone everyone who's probably going to vote for Joe Biden again this year, is probably, if from a jail cell, will then change their mind. Because as soon as they, listen, whether Joe Biden shit himself or not, okay? If you watch the full video, it just kind of looks like he was sitting down. Whether you think to believe that Joe Biden shit himself or not, you know, we know the truth here. Then, like, right before you go to vote, if you know in the back of your head, because everyone will, if Donald Trump goes to jail, it will be one of the biggest events in American history. It will be up there as one of the biggest events in American history because we will make it so, thanks to the internet, social media, online, everything, the newspapers, the outlets. No one will stop talking about Donald Trump going to jail for a week, if not 3 straight. And that will dominate every news story. And if everyone knows it, when you're about to hit that vote button for Joe Biden or RFK or whoever else you're voting for, there's going to be a little voice in the back of your head that says, yeah, but Donald Trump's in jail though. Like, how crazy would it be if he ran the country from jail? Let's vote for him and see what happens, because it doesn't really matter. And then, boom, you click Donald Trump. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. I guarantee you're going to do it. Donald Trump. Let's see him. I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen for the sake of this podcast, not because I believe in him or Biden or anyone else. Listen, here's the reality, folks. It doesn't matter at the end of the day who wins. Every single time a Democrat gets into office, we wish it was a Republican. Every time a Republican gets 4 years, we wish a Democrat would come along and fix what the Republican's doing. And when, like when George Bush was in office, we had 4 years of Bush, and then he did pretty okay. And, we didn't have the internet, really wasn't a thing in 2000, 2001. So then we got him a second term. We got George Bush a second term. And so, but then we were really tired of it. And we were like, hey, we don't want to be, crazy, wazy Christian country over here. Let's get a Democrat in power. Then comes Obama. And some people say it was the best 4 years of the United States. Some people still do. Some people will argue it. Some people will disagree. It doesn't matter because it's over. And then comes, and then comes, who comes next? Who comes next after Obama? Donald Trump. Donald Trump comes along because we were done with the Obamacare and everything he did. So then we put Trump's Republican tax shit into play, and that seemed great. And then everyone was like, wait a minute, Republican, pandemic, we need a Democrat back. So we got Joe Biden. And now things are kind of like, war. Democrats we love the war. And it's just an ebb and flow, people. It's an ebb and flow, and there's nothing we can do about it. It will be the same no matter who gets into power. It'll be the same no matter what. At the end of the day, all you need to know is that when we take McDonald's away from Russia and we shut down the Starbucks in the Ukraine, someone needs to come along and rebuild it. And that's going to be us. It's going to be BlackRock. It's going to be our contract. And the United States will prosper from these wars, no matter who's in office. And it doesn't matter. And so we want to see Donald Trump. We want to see zaddy trumpets do it from prison. We want to see him do it from prison. We want to do it. It's like, they think they're throwing the hammer at this man and he's going to lose his followers. They think if we convict Donald Trump, he's going to lose everything. He's going to lose his influence. He's going to lose his power. And we will be able to regain some normality to the United States Constitution. But instead, it's zaddy trumpets. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's insane, man, is like anyone who stands against him gets mobbed. If you stand against zaddy trumpets, you get mobbed. You get mobbed. Like, now, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's money, but I have no idea what would have convinced or persuade Robert De Niro to go to the middle of New York City, exactly where the trial is happening, and put on a mini public press conference. I don't know exactly what he is doing. While the moments before the verdict has dropped, Robert De Niro is out in the streets of New York City praising Joe Biden and how we need to put Donald Trump in jail. And if we don't vote Joe Biden into power once again for 4 more years, the country will perish.
We are very lucky in this country, and we take it for granted. People thought they could control Hitler. They thought maybe they could control Mussolini. A dictator is a dictator, and that's what Trump wants to do and be. I'm sorry. There's nothing good about it. Nothing good about it.
And guess what? It didn't go well for Mr. De Niro because the only people outside of the courthouse are Trump supporters. The only people who actually give a shit about the Trump trial are Trump supporters. I think Robert De Niro might have shown up to potentially find that there might have been some Biden supporters there, but what he found was quite the opposite, and they essentially mobbed this 85-year-old man. I'm pretty sure he's 85.
You're a softie! You're a nobody! You're trash! You're trash! You're done! You're done after this, my guy! Robert De Niro punched Donald Trump in the face! Go to hell! Fuck you, De Niro! Go to hell!
He's 80. Woo, close. Damn it, I was over. Close, though. 80 years old, and I'm pretty sure he just had a baby. He's 80 years old, and they are mobbing him. Mobbing him. This, dare I say, washed-up actor. Some people still respect him because of the work, and I do too. I understand he had some great pieces in his day, but why in God's name he's in the middle of New York City praising Joe Biden when there's a Donald Trump trial, which AKA is essentially a Donald Trump rally happening just across the street, is insanity. Right person, the person with the right mind wouldn't have done that. Just mobbed. And so, you know what I mean? After the trial, we've got Donald doing the press tour, the UFC, the whole 9 yards. And it just has become one of probably the most the establishment, my God, the process, the court trial, the everything going on, it's a joke. It's clearly a joke, and it's clearly a sign that the system is broken. You know what? We usually don't do this, and I may or may not. Let's see. This is live. I just got this. What time is it? 12:30. I just got this 30 minutes ago. We've been recording. It's an audio message from Sandy Dunkel. I have not clicked on this. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it could be. But let's click on this off the silent mode. Let's tap on it. Let's see what it is. Ready? Here we go. It's 24 seconds long. Here's an audio message. I haven't listened. I have no idea what this is. We're finding out together. Here we go.
Blake Shelton and Post Malone's new song debuted last night at Nissan Stadium at the CMA Fest. And why wasn't I there? Why? Look it up. Oh, it's called, oh shoot, I already forgot. Pour Me a Drink or something like that, maybe. Okay, love you. See you. Bye.
Sandy Dunkel coming in with the live report. That could have been anything. It could have been her singing. It could have been a straight song. We could have cut the whole thing. But instead, coming in with the heat, saying that last night Post Malone and Blake Shelton drop a song. I'm telling you, country songs of the summer, they're here. It's what we're doing. It's where we're at. They're hot. And the country artist hooking up with the pop artist, solid freaking move. It's about time we've hopped on the collaboration train. You know what I mean? Post Malone and who? Blake Shelton? What? Let's take a look. Post Malone and Blake Shelton perform unreleased song Pour Me a Drink. Oh, unreleased. Wow. Sandy coming with the exclusive. We all knew Post teased it on Instagram, Pour Me a Drink, a couple weeks ago, sharing a video of him pouring himself a drink, obviously. Listening to the song, singing along, and even doing a bit of air drumming. It's still unclear when the single will get an official release. So we've just got, this is exclusive. This is, okay, Sandy Dunkel coming in hot. Post Malone first made a special surprise appearance at the Nissan Stadium where he delivered a solo rendition of his song with Morgan Wallen. I had some help per the Tennessean. Posty then spoke a bit about his forthcoming country album, which we all knew was coming, before welcoming Blake Shelton on stage. The Nissan Stadium performance found Malone and Shelton backed by a full band, revealing the song's solid, stadium-ready country rock foundation. Later that night, however, the pair performed a stripped-down, fully acoustic rendition at a much more intimate gig at Sheldon's Old Red Bar, which has been rebranded as Spotify House for the streaming service's annual CMA Fest activation. Wow. So here's some of it. Hey, is Post Malone single-handedly saving country music? Is Post Malone single-handedly, listen, he's bringing it mainstream. He's collabing with the best of the best country artists. He's doing it the best. Who's excited? Who the hell is excited for a country summer? I know. Listen, we're taking a break. We've got to take a break. We've got to let the rap game heal a little bit. Eminem, fine. Let Eminem take the summer because who knows that, again, like I said, I'm kind of out on him, but it's fine. Let Eminem have the rap for the summer. It's fine because everyone else needs to just let the dust and wounds heal from that freaking war that we just had. And Post Malone, whether he's with Morgan Wallen, whether he's with Blake Shelton, whether he's with Jelly Roll, whether he's with whoever, Taylor Swift, whether he's with Beyonce, whoever Post Malone's with, you know he's going to chart, you know he's going to do great. And whether he dances weird because he's passionate about dancing like I am on the fucking side of the street in a donut costume doesn't mean either of us are on drugs. It's Post Malone's summer, baby, and you better hop on board and buckle up because this is episode 144 of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me another freaking week. Shout out to Sandy Dunkel for the last minute bomb. Coming in hot. Of course, she didn't know we were recording, but she always has something up her sleeve. You never know when Sandy Dunkel is just going to pop up. You know what I mean? So shout out to her. Shout out to you. If you haven't done so this week, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're in that 1,600 club, babe. We're only 400 away from 2,000. I'm this close. I can't wait to pop that streamer when we hit 2,000 subs. It's going to be a milestone. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I can't freaking wait. Help us along the way. Hit the subscribe button. Have a good week, everybody. I'll see you next time. Peace out.